my lovelies, welcome back to another video. I have been in a really bad reading slump for like a month now. Last month I did such a good job. I read so many books, I was so happy, I was so proud of myself, and I thought, yeah, now it's summer, now I'm off uni, I can read all these books, fabulous. No. Why is it every single time I get off of uni, I have no motivation to read? Like, the thought of reading, the thought of sitting there with a book is amazing. I want to so bad. But picking up that book and actually having that will to read is really, really difficult. It's not there. It's gone. So for like 2 months now, I have been trying to read Don't Let the Forest In. It is such a good book. I am loving it so far. I started it, I put it down, and then I started reading other books in the meantime and listening to other books because I wasn't quite in the mood for it. I'm so hot right now. We are literally having a heat wave. It is awful, horrible in the UK. If you are from the UK, you will know. It's so hot. It's really bad. Anyway, I am just, I'd say maybe just a little bit under, if not like a percentage away from being halfway through this book. I want to read it. I want to get through it. I don't want to DNF it again. I'm tired of putting it down and reading something else. Like, I am really enjoying this. When I'm reading it, I'm enjoying it. It's great. This basically takes on these two boys called Thomas and Andrew, and they go to this boarding school. I'm getting really confused as to who is who. The boys kind of blend. If I'm correct, I think it's Andrew that's a twin, and he's got a twin sister, and Thomas is a little bit closer to his twin sister than he would like. This is a queer romance story, and it's also horror based. So there's this big sort of forest that's outside the school, and they love to linger in there. That's their safe space. They love it, but they've put a barrier up, and they can't go over, but they still do. Don't know who is what and how is who, but one of them really enjoys writing and the other one loves to draw. I think Thomas is the one that loves to draw, if I'm correct, and Andrew is the one that loves to write. Andrew loves to write horror-themed things, right? And Thomas loves to draw those horror-themed things. And those horror drawings that Thomas draws comes to life, and they have to defeat them, basically. That's the moral of the story. And then obviously there's like a queer romance going on the sidelines. So it's really interesting. I'm really, really enjoying it so far, and I just want to get through it. And I thought maybe making a video and having you guys tag along will help me get through my reading slump. Let's just try and get out of it, shall we? I think after this, I'm going to move on to fantasy, my top shelf here, because I really want to get to fantasy. And let's just hope that this helps me get out of my reading slump, because I'm really tired of it. It's lovely weather-ish. I'm off uni. I need to make the most of this. So let's stop being lazy and let's go read. I am actually, I have no words. I'm speechless, but I have to come on here immediately. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why is it always the books that take you 2 months to actually try and read Why are those books always the ones that are the best? I have literally just finished this and I cannot wait another moment. So let's just say, if I could give it 6 stars. I have never ever rated a book 6 stars before. I don't know what is in this book. I think this book is filled with drugs, because I have no clue why this is so good. This is so good. So I already gave the premise of it in the last clip, as you saw. Well, the last time I spoke. And the ending. So if you get to about here, I sat there with my jaw on the floor for a solid 5 minutes and I was on the verge of tears. I was so close to crying multiple times, actually. I had some tears in my eyes at the very end as well. But if you want something that is so utterly beautiful, so beautiful, and if you like horror, if you like queer stories, I would totally recommend this. If you want something that has your jaw on the floor, you're about to cry, you know, read this. I promise you, you all have to give this a go. I'm just absolutely speechless. I can't say much because I don't want to give out spoilers. It's not even that long. I think it's 327 pages. It left on such a bloody cliffhanger. I turned the page and it was acknowledgements, and the acknowledgements were like, it was like, if you've turned this last page and you're left staring at a blank wall, then it's done its job. No, lady, no, CG Drews, give me a second book now. Give me an explanation. Utterly beautiful. The writing was, it touched your heart. It was gut-wrenching. It was, I don't even know how to explain it. I've never read a book like this before. It is absolutely beautiful. I think the imagery, the metaphors, the descriptions, the characters. I will admit, actually, with the characters, I think, so there's 2 main characters, and that's Thomas and Andrew. I said this before, I got really confused with their characters. They felt very similar, but they also didn't. Like, Andrew's sort of the one that's got like anxiety. He cannot go around without Thomas. Thomas is his person, and everyone bullies Andrew, right? But it took me so long. I don't know if it's because I read it really weirdly. Like I was, because obviously I'm in a slump, obviously, as you could tell by the title. And I just couldn't pick it up. But I'm so mad because it's so good. I wish I picked it up sooner, but it's just, I couldn't quite get the characters to be different. And I did sort of get it towards the end because the characters became more apparently different. I don't know why. They sort of blended. That sometimes happens, I guess. But I don't have anything else to say, really. 6 stars, absolutely beautiful. There isn't too much romance, so if you're not a massive romance fan, there isn't too much in this. There's only like a little bit, so up to you. The horror is quite descriptive. There is something I will say. Definitely check beforehand if you get triggered very easily. So there is a mention of eating disorders, and there's also a mention of self-harm. So if you get triggered very easily by those 2 things, I would not recommend reading this, but just double check beforehand. There are no trigger warnings at the very beginning, I believe. No, there's no trigger warnings at the beginning, which technically there should be. But other than that, absolutely adorable, delicious, so good. I don't have anything else to say, but I've just given my first ever book a 6-star rating, and you guys are here to witness it. What can I say? Oh my god, this, if they have this in special edition, I will buy it. Absolutely adorable. I mean, like, even the cover is delicious. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. So I'm thinking fantasy next. Let me go get the book that I'm thinking. So if I'm not in a book hangover, which I am already, and I've only just finished it, this is going to be my next book that I'm going to read. It's called These Twisted Bonds by Lexi Ryan. I did read the first one, absolutely loved it. I think I gave it like a 4.5 star. It is a YA fantasy. Not the biggest fan of YA, but When it comes to fantasy, I don't mind YA fantasy because then it doesn't take too much brain power, and also the names aren't the worst. Like when you get a hardcore fantasy book, I think it's because I'm not the most massive like fantasy fan, so hardcore fantasy gets a bit overwhelming for me, so I like YA fantasy. I might get into that. It is quite chunky. That might be questionable to read in a slump. Yeah, it's 476 pages. We'll see, but I'm kind of in the mood for that, so I might give that a go. But yeah, we will then move on to these Twisted Bonds for our next read to get me out of this slump. Hi. I'm back in my slump. It was going so well. I went to Paris. That's what the previous clips were. I was on the Eurostar. And I read a good chunk of my book, this much, right? It's so good. It is good. I will admit this is a really good book. But I think it might be a bit too big for the fact that I am now back in another slump. When I started this, I was like, I'm good. I'm out of this slump. Solid. Into fantasy. In the mood. And now I haven't read in... I actually have no idea. As you saw by the previous clip as well, I ended up reading my manga instead on the way home. Oh no! What's the date today? Oh my god, so I haven't read this book in 7 days. I ended up reading my manga instead. This is how it's going. Guys, help me. I read so little in May. Help me, please. What do I do? What do I do? This is really stressing me out. I think I'm gonna have to DNF this for now. It's too big. It's too Excuse me. Anyway, where was I? Yes, this is way too intimidating. I think maybe too big. The fantasy's not even that hardcore, so I'm not gonna like complain about that, but I don't know what else I'm gonna read. I need to have a look at my TBR shelf. I think maybe romance. I don't know, it's hard to choose when you're in a slump. And I don't know whether I should do like a mystery pick. Guys, help me, please. I wish you could just like talk to me through the screen. This is my shelf. Fantasy's top, romance is middle, and then like mystery and thriller is at the bottom. I don't think I'm quite in the mood for mystery and thriller. Maybe a dark romance? But I was sort of thinking about leaning towards this book, this fantasy book, but it's also quite chunky. And I just feel like I need to get through more books before I start getting into some chunky ones. I could read another manga. That is my last one on my shelf, so maybe I could read that. I don't know, do I do a mystery pick? I've got this series to finish off. I don't know if that's too big. But then I've also got this series to finish off. And this series. Maybe I should read Caught Up. You know what? I'm going to do a poll on my Instagram and I'm just going to see what my Instagram girlies say because I am stuck. Okay guys, I spoke to my girlies on Instagram and I know that this is another big book and I know that I said I might not be in the mood for thriller, but I have no idea what I am in the mood for because of this problem. So the girlies on Instagram told me that I should give Not Quite Dead Yet a chance. So this is actually 60 pages, I think less than the other one. So it's still quite big. So I'm a bit like, should I be doing this? Should I not? But at this point, I really don't care. I just need to get out of this slump and I'm so annoyed. So I'm trying this out. People keep recommending it to me. The girlies on Instagram are like, do it. It's going to help so much. So that is what I'm doing. Wish me luck. Wish me luck, please. I need it. Hello, my lovelies. I thought I'd come on and give you a little update. So I am literally 48% of the way through. I started this yesterday and I'm 48% of the way through already. I must admit, I am just picking it up without thinking. I am just forcing myself into it. And when I read, I'm forcing myself to read 100 pages without stopping. Like, I will read 100 pages and then I can put it down. So yesterday I read 100. Well, I read 99 and today I've just read 100. So I'm halfway. Just thought I'd come on and give an update. I am really liking this so far. I think it's actually quite gripping and it's very cozy. I do love a good cozy thriller. I think that's something that's really helping as well. And I don't know where this is going. I have an inkling, but so far we've ruled out most of the people that we have spoken about. And then the two people that like they think is the main murderer, it's too obvious. Or sort of three maybe now. It's too obvious. So I don't know where this is going. I really hope it's not going where it could go because that would really upset me. But I thought I'd just give you some of my views so far. So Jet is the main character and she has been hit over the head on Halloween and they're trying to work out who murdered her, basically, if that makes sense. She's only got a few days to live, a week or something. And I will admit, I think that Jet is a little, like, she's funny, but like she's trying to be funny. So it comes off kind of cringe at some times. And I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I don't know whether I like her or not. She is funny, but it does come off cringe sometimes. So maybe it's sort of a little bit forced. So it's a little hard to read at times, but you know, could be worse. I am liking all the main sort of characters that are in it at the moment, like all the guys. I really like Billy so far. That's why I'm scared, but we'll see. I won't give any spoilers when I finish. This will be spoiler free, but I'm kind of scared. I really like Billy. Not so keen on her brother. He seems a bit of an idiot, but you know, we'll see. And yeah, basically, I am really enjoying it. I am reading 100 pages every single time. I think this book is 422 pages or something like that. That's going well. So if I keep doing that, then I'll get this finished in no time, which will be really good. Because then at least when I finished it, it will feel like accomplishment and then I won't hopefully be in a slump. I don't know. I am enjoying it. I think the plot is really good. Like I said, it's cozy. And yeah. Hello, I am back and I have finished Not Quite Dead Yet, finally. I think this only took me a few days. Let me just check. Okay, yeah, so this took me 4 days to read, which is not bad considering I'm trying to get out of a slump. I actually think that this book helped. I wasn't in the mood for a thriller. I thought, wow, my book girlies are giving me a massive thriller. I have just DNF'd a massive book. It was not a thriller, but am I going to be able to get through this? Yes, is the answer to that. It helped that I went reading the other day and I read for, I think it was like 4 hours. I got through so much of this book and I am so happy that I did because I don't think I would have finished it anywhere near as close as I have. So I've done 4 days, which is really solid. Now, let's get to the review. I gave Not Quite Dead Yet a 4-star. I was considering a 3.5. I got to about, I think it was about 70-something%, and I was thinking, wow, this is really good. This is going to be a 4-star. And then I got to about 80% or just after, and I was like, 3.5, and then it went down to a 3, and I was like, oh no. And then it kept going, and it did slowly go back up, which is really, really good, because I was really worried it was going to be low. I did sit with it for a little bit, so I didn't completely go and rush into it and give it what I thought. I sat with the book for a moment, I thought through it, and I'll just give you what I thought. Not Quite Dead Yet is a fun and gripping thriller. You try and work out the murderer alongside the main character, which is really, really fun. I really enjoyed the plot. I think that it was really well paced, and I think that there were no moments of standstill where you sort of get a bit bored. I think that it was all pretty much flowing quite nicely. The vibes was really cozy. I liked that it was sort of like a small town thriller. I think that that was really cute. I love small town thrillers, and I love that cozy vibe you get with them. I don't know why, but that just grips me more. It makes me more inclined to enjoy it. And it was humorous at times. Despite it being a really heavy book, there was a lot of humour in this, and I will also get to that in the negatives. So the things I wasn't quite keen on in this is the main character, Jet. I liked her. I think that she was funny, but I think most of the time it was very forced and it felt very cringe, especially when she was joking about her death. Like, I know that it was a coping mechanism, and I'm not stupid, I do that, but it felt really cringe at times because it felt forced. A lot of the characters, mainly like the side characters, obviously, I forgot their names. So when they revealed the murderer at the end, I literally barely knew who they were. I was like sitting there thinking, who is that? Like, what's their name? Like, they said who they were, but they didn't say like their name. So I was thinking in my head, well, it could be this person. It can't be that, because that's that person. Honestly, I really struggle to remember who the murderer actually was in terms of the plot and what they did. It didn't feel like a massive twist. I don't think Holly Jackson was really going for a twist, but there wasn't really a point where I was like, oh my god, like, it's that person. So that slightly disappointed me, but again, I don't think that's quite what she was going for, so who knows. They did have like a whole bit where they explained everything, so you could go, ah, that's why, but it didn't quite hit. Anyway, despite that, also following on with the side characters, I think that they felt really two-dimensional. Not in like a horrible way, but they didn't feel as, like, they didn't have that much depth compared to Jet, which obviously Jet's the main character, so of course she's gonna have depth, but it didn't. That's probably why, another reason why I got really confused with who each person was and what they did in the plot, because they all sort of blended and they felt really two-dimensional. I don't want to sound rude, but I liked them, but they felt, yeah. I mean, Billy wasn't that bad. I liked Billy. Billy wasn't that bad, but it was the other characters that I still can't even name because I can't remember. There was one person at one point where Jet was like, oh my gosh, it's this person. It has to be. And I'm like, who is that person? Like, I could have sworn no one's mentioned that person before, apart from that person's spouse. But either way, despite that, I overall really did enjoy this book. I think that it was fun, like I said, it was gripping, and yeah, I'm really glad that I finally read it. So many people have been begging me to read this for so long, and I finally did. I picked it up last year, didn't end up reading it. It's always the ones that you don't end up reading. Like at the start of this, I stopped reading Don't Let the Forest In, and that came out as 6 stars. I'd put this off for so long and this came out as 4 and I really enjoyed it. So I think I'm actually going to move on to thriller now in general. This is the last book I'm reading in this vlog, by the way. So that's this vlog basically done. But I do think that I'm going to maybe read another thriller because it seems to be helping with my slump. So that's good news. Either way, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did. And if you do want to see more bookish content, do give me a follow as well down below. And yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on all these books, if you have read them, if you have not. But either way, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!